Counts.
Good evening. Welcome to County Ladies Podcast Season 2, Episode 2. And as usual, I am joined by my two faithful guests, one faithful guest and one faithful assistant. How are we doing, gentlemen? All right?
Evening, how are we doing?
Hello.
All good. Lots and lots of positive stuff to talk about on this one. I think September as a whole has been an absolutely brilliant month, I would say, as a fan. And it's been rounded off, and hopefully it'll get better with Steve being nominated for Manager of the Month. Well done, Steve.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, very honoured to be nominated, and obviously it's not just me. It's everybody. It's the players. It's the staff. It's a team effort that goes into everything that we do. So I know my name's on the nomination, but it's for everybody.
Brilliant. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the as I said, then the month has been brilliant, and that's been reflected in the results. We've had we had a 6 against Doncaster, was it? 4 against Blackburn, 8 against Gateshead. So plenty of goals.
Absolutely, yeah. We have scored plenty of goals, and we're playing attack and free flowing football. So we'll be long may that continue.
Absolutely. Into the first round proper of the Women's FA Cup, Tranmere, on the 26th of October. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Excellent. I'm hoping to get one of the lads down at home. Yeah, I'm hoping to get one of the lads down from the men's podcast, and then get them on here when we do the next one after that. So that'd be good.
Yeah.
We've had Edgeley Park, 1,700 fans at Edgeley Park. What a turnout that was.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, very humbled by that, to get 1,700 and literally fill that stand. It was a great atmosphere. And it was good because we got everything that we wanted to out the game, really. We knew that a draw would see us through to the plate, which is what we wanted to go in and what we wanted to target, really. So A, the crowd. B, we scored a goal in front of that huge crowd, and the Raw was quite something for the girls to experience. So and the draw seeing us through to the plate competition, which is what we wanted to do. So yeah, we were very pleased, and as a manager, I was very pleased with the second half performance. I thought we were excellent. So yeah, really pleased.
Yeah, definitely. So, should we start there then? Should we start at the Edgeley Park game? James, what was your take on the Edgeley Park game, mate?
Yeah, amazing afternoon, full of surprises for me. Yeah, as I say, we got there, we set up, and on that Friday night, normally I get a text message from Mason on the media team telling us how many tickets we sold. And I couldn't believe it when somebody came and told. I think I actually dropped the microphone. I went, "Wow, we've actually sold that many." And then, because obviously I was working a lot with the behind the scenes stuff, I got it in my ear that they needed more turnstiles open because it was spilling out onto Hardcastle Street. And that's when I heard that, I was just like, "Wow, this is serious now." And I'm like, "This is great." And yeah, the atmosphere was fantastic. Obviously the girls did us proud. They've shown some of the performances that they've put in. Obviously, we don't really know Liverpool Academy. You don't know who they have in there. They might have a few future names that we might remember, but as we saw in the game, it was a very physical game, and they certainly weren't holding back. They were reminding us that it was a football match. It felt like a Sunday League football match in a really, really posh stadium. But obviously Kennedy got the back end of that, which was which was really unfortunate. And obviously, we wish Ken all the best. But the fans certainly reminded their striker of what she'd done, and it felt like a real proper game of football, and it was fantastic to see. Especially the girls being on that stage And like the advertisement said, it is their stage, and that's how it should be. And for me, it was fantastic. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And pitch side, Steve, what did it feel different to SSV? I should imagine it did. And what was it? What was it like? Tell us what was it like?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When we arrive, I arrive early and I speak to Liam Cash, who's the head groundsman there, and we have a good chat about the surface. I mean, the surface is just, it's probably it's got to be one of the best in the football league. It really has. And there was a game played on it the day before, and you just wouldn't even know. So yeah, credit to Liam and his team who prepared the ground for us to make it like a carpet, like you say. Yeah, I got the message about people queuing down the street as well, which was, I was a bit like, what, really? so yeah, I wasn't quite expecting that many. I wasn't told how many were coming through the gate. So when I was told that there was people queuing to get in with 5 minutes to go before kickoff, I was thinking, bloody hell. Do you know what I mean? Do we have to delay the kickoff here or what?
Yeah, I was thinking that while I was queuing. That'd be amazing.
Everyone got in the end on time. So, and the first half was good. Jess went through 1-on-1, and that's the first time you heard the crowd. You heard the crowd go up behind you, and I think it played a part in Jess probably, hitting the keeper with the ball, because it was just a hell of a noise, and I was a bit like, woof, that's some sounds come from behind you. It's different when you go to the match yourself because you're in and around the sound. But when it's coming from behind you, it makes your hair stand up on the back of your neck. So, but yeah, from our point of view, we played some good football. I didn't think we were close enough to them first half. I thought we were a bit standoffish, and they're a very technical side. So we allowed them to play their technical football, and we sort of struggled with the first half. Although I still think we were the better team. We struggled with them. So we said that half time we want to be a bit more aggressive after half time, which I thought we were. And we took the game by the scruff of the neck, and they'd scored in the first half with a well taken goal. From our point of view, probably could have done better with it. But then to get the goal late on, and it was such a good goal as well. Well worked. And then to hear that roar was just, I was so made up for the girls because they deserve something out of the game, and I was so made up for the fans because they wanted to see a goal, which was important because last time we played there we didn't score. So to score a goal and to score such a quality goal, and then to hear that roar was it was a really good experience as a ladies manager, because you don't get to hear it like that and very much.
Yeah. I mean, the goal, when the goal came, it felt like it wasn't just a relief, like as a fan, it wasn't just a relief that my team scored. It felt like a relief that we'd scored at Edgeley Park, and we deserved it.
We definitely deserved it. We deserved the goal.
Deserved it. Yeah, definitely deserved. We deserve. I mean, but like you say, on the second half performance, we deserved to win the game. But fair play to Liverpool. They did what they needed to do. They banked up and made it hard for us. But the goal, there was no stopping that goal. I think it was a ball down the channel from License. Bradshaw ran onto it, clipped it across.
Shauna James.
Sorry, yeah, Shauna replaced Emanchi, yeah.
And perfect position by Jess to head it back across the keeper the way I tell her, and right into the bottom corner, and there was a GoPro in the goal as well, which was a really good view. So yeah, it was just perfect afternoon. It was brilliant.
Yeah. I think just on that subject about the GoPro in the goal, shout out to County for the coverage of the game and of the goal. I've seen a few highlights on YouTube. I've seen your interview with Liam, and I think it's without sounding sort of shitty in any way, I think it's about time that the club put a bit of effort into promoting the ladies. I think.
Yeah. The promotion this time round was really good, and there's people in the what would you call it? Marketing, or would it be marketing, or would it be
I guess
maybe
so,
the community? Maybe the community. They put massive effort in and went into the schools and stuff like that, which is phenomenal for us, because that's why we got so many people in. And Liam's always good with us whenever I've known Liam since I've arrived at the club, and he's always been really good with his interviews and giving his time up, and same with Mike Petch and stuff like that. So on that side of things, we do get a lot from them, and we have great communication between us, Liam, Mike. So yeah, when you're at Edgeley Park, we're treated well, and we're treated with all the aplomb of going in the media suite and doing the proper interview with the boards behind you and stuff like that. So yeah, it makes us feel really special. But I had a GoPro in my technical area as well. I haven't seen the footage of that yet. I must try and see that. I had a microphone on as well, but I don't know whether.
Too much editing.
But yeah, I'd like to see that footage as well. So maybe I'll get onto Liam and ask about that. But just the whole experience, the whole day. We are treated really well. And I'm so glad that we got something out of the game, and we progressed into the next round.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, certainly a good day. So just on that, is it sort of, do you have to sort of keep the girls' feet on the ground, getting all excited at playing at Edgeley Park, as anybody would, but do you have to sort of say, look, come on, there's a game to play here, let's get our heads on it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was a little bit different this time because it was a cup game, so it was sort of distracted us from needing the 3 points. We could enjoy the day a little bit more, but I do tend to get them there, a little bit earlier, 15-20 minutes earlier, so they can take the pictures of the stadium, they can walk around and get a feel of the pitch. But once we go into the dressing room, it is business as usual, and a lot of them have played there a few times now. There's one or two that was the first time that they've played there. So yeah, I think we looked a bit nervous first half, especially first 20 minutes. I think both teams looked a bit nervous, but yeah, we did settle down in the end, and I thought we played some really good football. I mean, it's what the old saying: if you can't play football on that pitch, then you can't play football. Full stop.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the girls certainly did play football. I don't think Freya got much of any. Well, I don't know. Did she get any touches in the second half? I don't remember.
Second half, I don't think she did. Not second half. I think we controlled the game really well second half. Controlled the game without really testing their keeper as well. I think once we scored the goal, we probably tested the keeper more after our goal in the final sort of 10 minutes than we did before that. So, but we worked hard. We played well. The only downside to that was Kennedy picking up her injury, which which was a bit of a shame, really. Put a bit of a damper on the day. Yeah.
Can you give us an update on Ken, how she's doing? I saw her on Sunday. She had a black eye and she was hobbling a bit.
Yeah, she's okay. She's had it was a really deep cut. She's had lots of stitches in layers inside. So
wow.
I think there's 7 layers, and it went all the way down. So she's had stitches in all of that. So we'll have to wait and see what the recovery time is, because it's a bit of an unknown injury for us. It's not like a sprained ankle or something like that where you can put a time on it. It's how quickly it heals and how quickly she can get back running and stuff like that. But she's in good spirits, and she's been in and around the dressing room and stuff like that. And she was at training last night, so she's still knocking around, which is great. And we'll see her when she comes back.
Good stuff. Cool. James, you got anything you want to add on the Edgeley Park game from your position in the commentary box, in the box
from the booth? Yeah, no, mine's a bit of a funny actually, and it's probably the first time I've ever seen it in football. I've never seen a player so happy to get subbed off. Nat Watson, my lord, she was pumping the crowd up. It was absolute. It probably didn't help, and I'll drop her in it now, that half of the crowd were from her school where she teaches at. I was almost chuckling down the microphone as I went to do the sub. It was the strangest but funniest thing I've seen in football, and it summed up the afternoon really, and what we're about really, because obviously they're all friends. The new ones have gelled in now, and the friendships are there. I've known Nat for a long time outside of football, and it's like having a football best mate. And she's just hilarious. But obviously, the afternoon going a little bit selfish here for me, having a whole media team behind you. We had Leon, who was working closely with me and worked with him before. He does all the scoreboard and everything. He always sends me a message afterwards going, absolute flawless performance. Thanks so much. Painless to work with you. So good. And for me, if that's what I'm getting at the end of the day, I know I've done my job. And with 16,009, what was it, 1,690 fans behind us, it was awesome to have all them. And one boo started on the Kennedy tackle, and next minute the whole stadium was booing the Liverpool striker. And you don't get that at SSV. So like Steve says, it's there's on your net moment. So brilliant. Long may they continue, the Edgeley Park games. I love them, and it
What
feels
about
second nature.
what about you, Stu? From a fan point of view, how was the day from the fan experience?
Brilliant. Apart from they ran out of hot dogs just as they got to the.
They misjudged that one slightly.
Isla was telling me, "Oh, hey, I'm hungry. I said, well, right, you can wait till half time then." So anyway, we went down, queued up. We was queued right along the front of the stand, round past the Cheadle end. Just as we got there, he went, "We've just run out."
Wow.
He fleeced me for a pack of Pringles. Anyway, there you go. Other than that, it was brilliant. It was great to have so many fans around you. It felt like a different atmosphere. And obviously a positive atmosphere, and it was full of energy, full of bounce. The weather helped, the performance helped, and it was great. It was great. It did feel different to SSV. Felt as a fan, we felt a bit more removed from the players than we are at SSV. But we've kind of probably been spoilt there at SSV a little bit because the girls are so interactive with the fans and stuff. So we've probably been spoilt a little bit there. But overall, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
Good.
So
good. Well, I hope we get many more back.
I'm sure we will.
Next time we play there.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Go 2,000. Come on.
Why not? Why not? Absolutely. So we'll come on to the league performances now then, gents, if that's all right. And James, you saw the Donny Bells game?
Yes. So that was
take us through that, mate.
Yeah, so quite a while now. This was Sunday, 21st of September. So 6 goals, 6-1 in total. Obviously, Donny Bells, well-known club, famous few names over the years. Got a bit of a reprieve because if I'm all right, Steve, didn't they go down? But they got a reprieve.
Yeah, they did. And because Blackburn came out of the Championship, then they got a reprieve because Halifax got a reprieve, and then
there's a knock-on effect, wasn't there?
Down,
But it was another physical game. Lots in midfield again. Donny Bells always bring that when they come to us. They seem to quite enjoy playing at SSV. I find every time they come round, they seem to really put the performance in. But amazing 6 goals here. I'm just looking at my notes now of who scored. So Levi bagged 2. She was having a brilliant afternoon that day. Nat Watson, M. Bradshaw. I have to give her a big shout because she's got a few in a few games now. Abby Podmore, she's really on a great run since joining the first team. I think I've covered all the goal scorers there. I can't read my own writing in some places, but it was a fantastic game, and obviously it was the morale we needed because we'd had a great start, but obviously we wanted to carry on the momentum into those first few games, and to put 6-1, past Donny Bells, who are a respected club, and to put us up there at the higher end of the table, especially goal difference as well. After putting however many away against Withenshaw and things, it hopefully all will count. So yeah, great game that afternoon. Like I say, it feels a bit long ago now because it was a good couple of weeks ago. But yeah, 6-1 against Donny Bells, we'll take that any day.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, one thing we said we were going to talk about, Steve, is the number of goals in the team this year. Obviously, we brought Jess Battle in to score goals, and she is doing. Em Bradshaw, back from the injury she had at the back end of the season. Then you've got Nat Watson in there, and Em Bradshaw's top of the league table for goals scored, 8 goals in 8 appearances with 6 assists. So 14 goal involvements in 8 games. Can't fault that. Jess Battle 7 goals, 2 assists in 8 appearances. Levi's in there with 4 in 4 starts. Abby's in there with 2 in a few starts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you was going for this year, just to sort of get goals into the team?
Yeah, we wanted to be a bit more front foot this year, and we worked on that in pre-season. A lot of transition stuff that we worked on. So once we win the ball, we want to get forward as quickly as we possibly can. But the key to that was bringing in somebody who can not only score goals but can link everything up, and that's what Jess has been doing. Okay, she didn't score in the Donny Bells game, and she didn't score this Sunday, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't play well, because she links everything up and brings people into it, plays it wide, and she's creating the space in behind her for people to get in. So in them 2 particular games, Donny and on Sunday against Gateshead, yes, we scored 6 and 8, and Jess hasn't been on the score sheet, but for what she's done in the build up to them goals, I think on Sunday, all right, she hasn't got the assist, but she's probably been involved. Her goal involvement's probably been out of the 8, probably 3 or 4. So, that's what she's bringing to the table at the moment. And the goals are being spread around. I think we're the league's top scorers by 1. I think we've scored 20, and Huddersfield has got 19, which for us is very unheard of. But it's something that we've consciously worked on. But the key was bringing in the centre forward who can A, score goals, and B, link everything up. And at this moment in time, Jess is doing an unbelievable job doing that. And, the confidence that's running through the team because she's doing that is phenomenal. So we're just happy that it's working. We're happy that it will keep working. I don't see it changing at the moment. But we've got to remember that we're only 5 league games in. Without being disrespectful to the players, the teams that we've played already. We haven't played that top tier teams yet. We've played Chorley. I know Withenshaw are a couple of places behind it, but we played them first game of the season when they hadn't settled. But we haven't played your Leeds, your Huddersfield, your Cheadles in the league. So we've still got to play them all twice. So we're trying not to get carried away. It's great that we're up there. It's great that we're in 3rd place and we're scoring goals, because goals win games. But we're under no illusions that, we've still got to play some big teams above us and around us. So, but we're confident, and that's what matters. And if we're confident, we're going to score goals. And with a goal scorer like Jess Battle, who's not only scoring but linking up, and then we've got Em Bradshaw, who's on fire. We've got Levi, who's turning in the goals. We've got Paige Cole turning in goals. Abby's jumping in now, and that's starting to jump in on goals. So there's goals in the team, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. What's your take on all that, James?
Yeah, definitely. There seems to be goals from a lot more positions this year. Like Steve said there, you've got Paige, Kennedy before her injury. She was doing a few long ranges as always, which she likes to do. And of course, some of the defenders occasionally bring in the headers, etc. So, like I say, we are 5 games in, and like Steve says, we have got the big teams to play. I'm just looking at some of my list here now, and we've had a good start, but we've got to keep feet on the ground, heads in the game, and take those performances to the top end of the table teams, basically. And yeah, it'll be a very busy. Looking now, it's October into November. We've got a lot of the higher up teams there, so it's going to be a real running up to Christmas. Definitely be interesting to see who's top of the tree come Christmas. Let's say. Oh, feels too early saying that word.
See what you did there. That was good. That's a good link.
Yeah.
Good link.
Oh dear, I've been in the game too long now, haven't I? Oh dear. But yeah, no, really promising. Definitely.
Yeah. I think Steve, you just mentioned it there. You're coming into these games now, like you say again. You know, Cheadle, Leeds, Hood. We've got these games coming up, but we've got the confidence now, haven't we? You know, scored a lot of goals. Won 4 of the 5 league games we've played. Drawn 2-2 against Cheadle at Cheadle in the cup a couple of weeks ago. Confidence pretty high in the camp.
Yeah, confidence is really high in the camp. You know, and to see so many people on the goal scoring list as well, and the league's goal scoring list. I know you mentioned Bradshaw is top of the tree at the moment. You know, 4 goals on Sunday in the FA Cup. But then you got the league's top scorer is Jess. So, you know, if you separate them into league and cup, you know, we've got the 2 leading scorers in each competition sort of thing. And then you obviously got Bianca, which is the norm. You know, Bianca's always up there. But, you know, listen, the confidence is really high. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to play. The problem is everybody can't play. You know, and as a manager, I've got to manage the players and the expectations, and you know, players want to play when you're winning games, 100%. You know, they really want to play, and you know, trying to tell a player that they're not playing this week because such and such is playing, and you know, it's difficult. But you know, the players are really respectful of the decisions. Yes, they might speak to me about it, but they're really respectful of my decision, and you know, as long as we keep winning these games, you know, we've got a lot of games still to come. So it's a long season and we need a full squad of 20. So, you know, that confidence continue.
Yeah. Brilliant. Certainly looking forward to the rest of the season, as we would be anyway. But feels a bit suspicious. I don't know. Yeah, as a fan, probably getting carried away. Need to manage my expectations a little bit. But yeah, getting a bit carried away. I'm looking forward to it.
You're right. I think you're right. From within the camp, it feels different this season. You know, we do feel like a bit of a different animal. We do feel like we can score goals, you know, when we want to. And, you know, we're playing some lovely stuff in build-up as well. And so, yeah, it does feel different. But, you know, it's us that have got to keep our feet on the ground. Fans can get carried away as much as they want. You know, we want you to get carried away. For us in the camp, we're taking it one game at a time. You know, and our next game is Tranmere in the FA Cup. That's our focus. You know, we're not looking at the Cheadles, the Huddersfields, the Leeds. You know, they're a couple of weeks away. We can worry about them in a couple of weeks. You know, at the moment, we want to make sure we're focused on Tranmere and we get the Tranmere job done, because that then puts us into the second round of the FA Cup. And if we get a good draw, you know, that'll put us into, and we can win that puts us into the third round of the FA Cup. And then you're talking big money. Then you're talking, you know, probably 25, 30 grand for the club, which would be absolutely massive, you know. So that's our focus for the next week or two. Obviously, we've got Sunderland before that, haven't we? In the League Cup, you know. So, and that's a competition that we want to win. By the way, we're not in that to make up the numbers now. Now we're out of the group. We targeted at the beginning of the season that we wanted to be in the plate. You know, we said we want to finish third in the group and we want to be in the plate because we think we can have a real good go at winning the plate. So we're in it to win it. So we'll be going into that game looking to win. Yeah, they've been attacked by a penguin. Looking to win the game.
There's the pod title right there. Manager of the month by a penguin.
Things you never thought you'd hear.
Yes. So we're looking to win that competition. You know, so we want to go far in it. You know, and make a name for ourselves. So that's our focus. You know, we've had a little bit of a down session last night where we just played sort of 7-a-side. Well, it was actually 10-a-side. You know, I played as well, obviously like a Rolls Royce. But yeah, we had a bit of fun last night, and it was nice and relaxed. And the girls have got a Sunday off this week, which will which would do them the world of good because they've worked hard all the way through pre-season. You know, in these first, what is it, 9? Is it 9 games? 9 games. Yeah. So they've worked hard in these 9 games, and they deserve a Sunday off. So it's the perfect opportunity for me to go and do what you want on Saturday. Go and get absolutely levered if you want. Enjoy your Sunday. Go for a wander on a Sunday up a mountain or whatever you want to do. You know, or lie in bed all day. It's up to you. But that's your downtime. Go and relax and enjoy yourself. We'll reconvene next Wednesday and we'll start to focus on Sunderland for the Sunday game.
Brilliant. That's a great insight, that, Steve. Cheers for that. Much appreciated. Despite the attacking penguin.
Attacking football.
Love
it. No penguins can fly.
Good point, yeah. So yeah, just on the FA Cup then. So I've got it in my head that the WSL teams come in at round 4. Is that right, or is it round 3?
No, round 4. The championship teams come in round 3.
Right. Yeah, I had it in my head. It was round 4 from I think the last year when I sort of picked up on that. But
round 4. Round 4 for WSL Championship, round 3, which we have got to in the past where we played Coventry United away, which we did well at. You know, we got beat 4-2 in the end, but they were full time at the time. So, listen, I'm pleased with the draw. We're at home. You know, we've played Tranmere before. They've beaten us a couple of times in the cup. We've beaten them last season. We know it's not going to be easy. We want to be at our best, but it gives us a great opportunity to progress in the FA Cup and to the next round. And you know, then it's the look at the draw, isn't it? You get a good draw. You know, there's a couple of ties there that you look at and you think, "Oh, I wouldn't mind a winner of that sort of thing." But you know, it's the greatest cup competition in the world. You know, we're going to try and do our best in it. Are we going to win it? Absolutely not. Let's not kid each other. You know, the WSL team will win it. We're not daft enough to think that we can win it, but we're going to enjoy it while we're in it, and we're going to make sure that we can certainly put some money into the club, and you know, that will help us in the future with different things where we can buy stuff and we can, you know, players don't have to pay memberships and stuff like that. So that's the objective, is to go as many games in the FA Cup as we possibly can to rack up the money. Are we going to win it? No, we're not. So if any fans out there thinking, "Oh, we could go to Wembley," we're not. Let me tell you, we're not. Okay, we might win the plate. We might go and win the League Cup plate, but you know, we won't win the FA Cup, unfortunately.
No. Jane's watching this somewhere now going, "We are winning that FA Cup."
No, I'm just thinking in my head, they'll go, instead of Wembley, it's St. George's Park. And then we go, "Oh, really? We've gone all that way?" I can see the scenario now, knowing our luck. But hey, you never know. Miracles can happen.
We get to the Play Cup final, I won't mind where we get to that Play Cup final, I won't mind where it is, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's get there.
Brilliant. Just going back to the WSL, me and Isla were talking about it the other day because she was asking me about it. And I said, well, imagine if they got United in the 4th round. She'd be like going, "Yeah, but who would I support?" Because she's a United fan, but obviously
Stockport.
a ladies fan.
Stockport.
No question.
As long as she doesn't ask for a half and half scarf.
No.
Half and half scarf, that's not a chance. But yeah. On the plate, Steve, how does that work then? Is the prize money attached to the plate as well, or?
I think there is. I think for winning it, I think you get 2,000. I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. Might be more, might be a bit less, but I think it's 2,000, and the runner-up gets 1,000. But again, I don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
But what winning the plate does is gives you that prestige of you're a national champion. You know, you've beaten everybody that you can beat in that competition nationally, and that's a huge thing to go for, in my opinion. You know, I think that's just a massive thing. But going back to the FA Cup, yeah, the target is to get to a WSL team. You know, I know Leeds played Arsenal a couple of years ago, didn't he? In round 4. So, you know, yeah, our target would be round 4. Can we get to round 4? Can we get a WSL team? You know, it'd be great to play I don't know, in Everton at Goodison Park for me. You know, that would be perfect. You know,
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be perfect for me. That, you know, that
Yeah.
such a dream. You know, so but yeah, we'll that's the target, round 4, and see where we get.
Super. Well, all the best for that, mate. All the best for
Cheers.
that. Fantastic. So, coming back to the Manager of the Month award, I know you probably don't want to talk much about it, but let's have a proper chat then. So, what's the record then for September? So, 4 games, 4 wins.
No, 1-2 drawn 2.
1-2 drawn 2.
Yeah, so
Right.
1-2 in the league, 4-1 and 6-1.
Yeah.
And then we drew 1-0 with Feds, and we drew 2-0 with Cheadle in September.
Superb. Your take on that, James?
Yeah, like I say, rightfully nominated. Can't say I've sent the link around to all Works, WhatsApps, and all that, but we'll see what happens with that. Do me a favour, vote for this one, will you? Great month. You know, Steve, his team of coaches, physios, etc., the players, everybody else off the pitch. It's feel good. You know, Steve's nominated. Hopefully he gets it. Fingers crossed. But only way is up. Hopefully, like we say, don't get too carried away. But let's have an FA Cup run. Let's get the money in the bank. Let's enjoy it and keep scoring those goals. And
it's it is a very proud to be nominated. You know, I've been with the club now, be coming up to 4 years in January. So, and I haven't been nominated before. So, to be nominated is brilliant. You know, it puts us on the map. It shows that we're doing something right. You know, from top to bottom of the club. So yeah, I'm very pleased and absolutely delighted to be nominated. And like I say, hopefully, I get enough votes. But it is across the country. With 4 people probably just as deserved as me to be nominated as well in their league. So we'll see what we get out of it, and hopefully all the county fans will get on it if Stu shares the link after the podcast.
So Russ, who is the podcast boss, he's shared the link on what are you putting up there, now?
Steve.
Steve, yeah. So Russ has shared the link on the Scarf Bergara Wore socials. So if you are a Patreon member or you follow us on YouTube, go onto our X, our Facebook, and you will see the link that Russ has shared, and vote for the gaffer, Steve. So that would be pretty amazing if we could help get you the win of that, Steve. That would be superb.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, I think that more or less wraps up this episode of the Scarf Bergara Wore County Ladies podcast.
You didn't talk about Blackburn.
We didn't talk about Blackburn.
Blackburn away.
Can't forget about Blackburn.
I don't think either of you were there, were you?
No, we weren't.
That's not me to talk about then, isn't it?
Over to you, Steve.
So Blackburn away was a really good performance. I thought it was probably up there with our performance against Donny, but obviously it was before then. We sort of watched them beforehand, and we had a plan, and we executed the plan to perfection. It was our biggest away win in quite some time, so we were very pleased with how that went. And also Jess Battle got a perfect hat trick, left foot, right foot, and a header. So
brilliant.
So that was really pleasing. Who got the other goal? Who was it? Who got the other goal?
Abby, possibly.
Was it Abby?
Let's have a look.
Been that long ago now.
Might be.
I can't remember.
I got it on the spreadsheet, and my laptop's just shut down.
Of course, I should know myself really, but I can't remember who it was.
Busy few
I
weeks.
think it was Abby actually. I think it was Abby. But yeah, it was a really good performance. And it was one of them tricky games going into it where they hadn't won at home, they hadn't won a single game, and you just think, oh, we are, but we were, apart from a 10-minute spell in the first half where they equalised, we were probably at our very best, and we really stretched them, and they couldn't live with us, and that was a great performance. And then obviously the Donny game came, and that was a better performance. So yeah, things are going well at the moment. So long may it continue.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. On the Blackburn game, then. So what made vote Steve? Yes, that's it. On the Blackburn game, did you set up any? Like I say, I wasn't there. We wanted to go, but we didn't. Did you set up any differently? Did you do anything different than you normally do?
We didn't set up differently. We set up the same way, but we spotted a weakness where we could exploit them. And from the first minute to the 90th minute, we kept exploiting them, and they couldn't deal with it. They just didn't. They didn't spot what we were doing, and it was just a simple little thing that we were doing, and it absolutely terrorized them. So, it was very pleasing from our point of view that we worked on it on the Wednesday night. We said, this is what we want you to do, and the girls went out and they executed it to perfection, and that's why it was really pleasing. It was probably one of the most pleasing performances that I've had as a manager. So, because we'd spotted it, we'd worked on it, and then we executed it. So, all credit to the girls for carrying it out and going away from home and winning 4-1 in our league. Is a real good feat. Like, so, very delighted with it.
Brilliant. And you weren't at that one, were you, James?
No, I can't remember why, but probably a busy diary as always. But yeah, like Steve says, from what I followed I remember reading the Twitter. I think I was sneakily having a look wherever I was, and you could see that we'd capitalised on the gameplay from the way the tweets were worded, let's say. So yeah, we'll take those goals, especially a team that's come down from the league above as well.
Yeah. They're having a bit of a rough time, aren't they, Blackburn? Are they bottom of the league?
So their club pulled the professional status, and all the contracted players left the club. So all the full-time players, all the championship players that they had, left the club. So they're on a rebuild. They've got a manager in James who's come in. I think he came in with like a week to go before the season started, so he's had no pre-season. He's just had to gather players together as best he could from what he knows. So yeah, it's going to be a long slog for him this season. But I think they won in the FA Cup this weekend, something like 13-0. So that will give them confidence. And there's some really good players they've got there, young, but they're all young, and I think that's part of the problem they've got there, that they need a bit of experience in there, and I think once they do that, they'll start to pick up points here and there. So I'd like to say that playing against us isn't their major concern. Playing against teams around them would be their concern. But playing against teams like us, Cheadle, Huddersfield, Leeds, Chorley, it's probably not the games that they're targeting to nick points off. At the moment, they just want to get a squad together that's capable of competing with the teams in and around them, I would say. So, I think it's going to be a tough, long season for them. But first time I met James when I went over there, and he seems a nice fellow. We spoke on the phone since. So yeah, he's comes across really well, and I hope he gets it together for them.
Yeah. Good luck. I mean, unfortunately, I don't know much about Blackburn, but good luck to him, because they have had a rough season, and from the sounds of it, they've had a bit of a rough off season as well. So good luck to James and all the girls over at Blackburn, and hopefully we'll get it together. I'm sure they will. Will. Right. Okay, gentlemen. That is it then for another episode of the Ladies Podcast. Thank you very much for your time. Once again, everybody, if you can check out Stockport County Ladies X account, there is a post on there with the link to vote for Steve as September Manager of the Month. Vote Steve. Vote Steve. That's it. If I still worked in the sign industry, I'd get some signs made up. Vote Steve.
Yeah.
Vote
Get them on the roundabouts. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's it. When do you find out, actually, Steve? That's a question.
I don't know. Is the honest answer.
Good question.
I've no idea. Because I've never been nominated before. So, I know Dylan at Cheadle. He got his. I think the first week in October.
Right.
For August. So or the end of September for August. So you know, I would expect maybe a week or two before we find out. But I don't. Maybe it says on the voting thing how long it's open for. I don't know. But
maybe. I have voted, but I didn't see that. I must be honest. But yeah, plenty of time to get your votes in. Vote for Steve. Vote Steve. Vote Steve.
Vote Steve. We need posters and all sorts.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll get some bed sheets and just write on it. Vote Steve.
Yeah,
there you go, mate. Nice one. Right, well, gentlemen. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Absolute pleasure as always. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can vote for Steve, that would be amazing. And thank you very much for your time, and we will see you next week. On next month.
See you soon.
See you later.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Scarf Bergara Wore. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember, you can catch us every week on your favourite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your contributions help keep the show running to bring the content you love. If you'd like to support the podcast and get access to exclusive special guest episodes, ad-free podcasts, and a monthly giveaway, head over to patreon.com/the Scarf Bergara Wore. And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and more. You can find us on X, Facebook, and Instagram, all at County Podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review and share it with your fellow County fans. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Scarf Bergara Wore. Come on, County!